A brand new, hopeful, and promising era is coming to Knoxville, Tennessee on January 1st as Nico Iamaleava is set to make his first start for the Volunteers against Iowa in the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl. What to make of this matchup? More importantly, what does this mean for the future of Volunteer fans? And how do you judge a guy like Nico in his first start in a game to where you don't know what's going to happen? Let's talk about it. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus anything going on with coaching searches, the transfer portal, national championship news, and a bunch of other nonsense, make sure that you smash that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on Nico's debut as the starter. What does this mean for the future of Volunteers everywhere? Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, best of bros, the drunk dude passed out in the Publix parking lot, college football aficionados, and Tennessee fans everywhere about this channel, because we're on the race to become the #1 YouTube show talking college football daily. Give me a follow on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson. That way, the conversation of college football never has to stop flowing. Nico Iamaleava, try saying that 5 times fast, best of luck to you, is going to be making his first start in the Citrus Bowl, which is a big deal because of this is now the future of what Tennessee can expect. There was a reason why every media outlet dubbed him the top quarterback prospect in 2023's recruiting class. And there was a reason why many people in Knoxville wanted to see Nico actually strap it up over Joe Milton midway through the season. Now, take nothing away from Milton. Hopefully he has an excellent NFL career and whatever happens next for his future endeavors pans out. But this is what Volunteers fans wanted to see. This is like the extra Christmas gift that you got a day later because FedEx didn't show up on Christmas Eve. They were too busy hanging out with their family. This is the news that you want because now you get to see the entire culmination of learning underneath a quarterback like Milton with more upside and how he fits in Josh Heupel's system. This is big. This is absolutely big because of now you're going to see the ins and outs of what a kid like Nico, 6'6", 206 pounds, can do leading an offense. And it's not just the big things like accuracy and touch and timing and delivery and pocket presence. It's little things like being able to call an audible, being able to read defenses, scour the field, survey, and realize when it's time to take off versus holding on to the football a second longer for a player to get open downfield. And there's reasons for optimism. Take nothing away from Iowa. Iowa's a good team. We know what they are. They're built on defense, and they always have been with Phil Parker running the show. But if you score 15 points, that might be enough depending on who actually is going to start for the Hawkeyes under center. Like, that's how bad the offense was. We're talking about a team that basically had a military academy-style offense now going up against you. And not to say that Tennessee's defense is elite by any standards, but you should be able to get a few critical stops here and there. The main question that you're looking at for Nico, where are the flaws going into next season? I want to see in this game how you watch 8-yard out routes or 12-yard pitch and goes or, deep shots down the field. Where are his strengths and where are his weaknesses? Because for a guy like Josh Heupel, everything is about building off of this game. You're not using this as the setting stone going into next season. This is just the first brick of the foundation being laid for 2024. They're promising 2024, in my opinion, especially if they can go out and add in a few more names via the transfer portal, primarily at wide receiver. Maybe you get a tight end in the process, as well as maybe some offensive linemen. But you want to see where are the kinks to his game. What stands out? Is he really good with the up-tempo? Is the go, 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 fly, fly, flying down the field? You want to see how he's able to adapt and respond to maybe making a mistake. So a 3rd and short, that's an overthrown ball. How do you come out the next drive and complete it on 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 1? I want to see how you respond when you make a mistake, like an interception or a fumble recovery. Do you have a short mind to where you're able to hit the reset button, get back underneath center, and continue to deliver the way that we see fit? Those are the things that you're looking for a young player like Nico Iamaleava. You're not trying to see him light up the stat sheet because, well, it's promising. It doesn't really mean a lot. One thing that really stands out in bowl games that sometimes is really bothering is when people oversaturate the situation that goes on because every team is completely different. Take, for instance, last night, Texas A&M versus Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State had almost no opt-outs. Alan Bowman was out there. Ollie Gordon was out there. You had both Rashad Owens and Brennan Presley playing for the offense. And on the opposing sideline, you had over 31 scholarship players leaving College Station, whether that be for the NFL or for the transfer portal or just to begin a new chapter of their lives. They didn't play. So every team is different and the result is different. You're not looking at the stat line and saying, well, he picked 425 yards and 4 touchdowns. That means that he is the next incoming of Peyton Manning. No, let's not put that much pressure on the kid who already has to live up to being the #1 quarterback prospect of 2023. But in the same token, don't go ahead and judge a quarterback based off a bad performance, especially against a team like Iowa that always has great defensive players. Like, you realize that Iowa is basically what Georgia is every year, just on defense. They build internally, and more importantly, they send players to the NFL like no one's business. So if he goes 11 of 21 for 210 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions, just know, okay, here's what we need to work on. The intermediate throws, great with the deep ball, good on the short passes, but when he's about 12 to 15 yards deep and he's missing receivers left and right, that's a concern area where we're going to have to fortify him going into the offseason. When you look at the deep ball accuracy, you say it's off a little bit. Well, those are some areas where he's going to have to work on touch, timing, and delivery. Pocket presence is big. You're looking at the little finite details that are going to set the baseline going into next season. And that's all you want to take away. It's good when you have an exceptional performance in a bowl game, but it doesn't mean anything if it doesn't translate over to the next season. So any single time that we hype up a player and they end up not panning out, we do them a disservice because we put so much emphasis on the bowl game. A bowl game that for some people doesn't really matter. For some people are testing the waters with new players because of opt-outs or transfers or players declaring for the NFL draft. So every situation is different, but that does not mean we have to hold every quarterback or really any player for that instance to the same standard. You're looking for consistency, and growth every drive from Nico Iamaleava. And if you get that, that's a win for Tennessee because at least now you understand this is what we have to work on. These are areas of strengths. These are areas where if we get better, imagine what the team is going to look like. You land a quarterback of the skill set of Nico Iamaleava, the only thing that you want to do is make sure that he walks away from the university a better quarterback and one that provides stability and consistency for your offense. That's hopefully the game plan going into 2024. Tennessee is one of those programs that does not want to sit idly by in a 12-team playoff era and finish 14th or 16th. They're on the outside looking in. They're gunning for a shot at going to the national championship. And every year, so long as Heupel has this offense going, they will go as far as the quarterback takes them. There's a reason why Joe Milton was a good baseline separation quarterback between Hendon Hooker and Nico Iamaleava. But you knew you had your limitations there. You might not have those limitations with Nico, but at the same time, you have to allow him to adapt. If he has a good game, that's awesome. That is a huge step in the right direction for Tennessee as they look to become the next powerhouse in the SEC. But if he has a bad game, take nothing away from it. Just say, here's where we know that we have to work on certain areas, and if he fixes them before the start of next season, we are in for a hell of a show. There's a reason why this kid was the #1 quarterback prospect coming out in 2023. And if he learned anything underneath Joe Milton and Josh Heupel, you might get a glimpse of it when he takes on Iowa.